What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 196, and we start today's episode off by seeing that Fiorentina have once again rejected a bid for Lazzarini. To be honest, I can't see this signing coming off, but we're going to keep going in for him anyway. I don't know why, I just believe that he does have some pretty decent potential. I mean, he's already 75 overall at 20 years old, so he's clearly done quite well in his first couple of seasons of professional football. And as you can see as well, I'm still looking for a 5-star experience and judgment scout. As I did say, we used a financial takeover primarily to sign Niang, and as I mentioned, I will sign a 5-star experience and judgment scout as well, just to try and make it okay for those of you that didn't want me to spend all of the money on players. But we have signed one player anyway. Daniel Atta has come in right at the start of today's episode, and of course this guy is Zlatan Ibrahimovic's Regen. As you can see, he does look pretty decent at 18 years old, nothing too special, but that's kind of disappointing me right there. He's got medium high work rates, and he's got 2-star for a weak foot and 3-star for skill moves. He's a left-footed player. That's actually disappointing me a little bit. I mean, not the left-footed side, I mean the fact he's only got 3-star skill moves and a 2-star weak foot, but sadly nothing we can really do about that. I really hope that in the future career modes there's a way for you to sort of improve the weak foot and the skill move ratings of some of your players, maybe like in player career mode, for example, when you score a certain amount of goals with a player's weak foot, it goes up a star. Maybe you could do that in manager to career mode. I don't know, just some thought I thought of the other day, but we'll have to wait and see. Still, we take on Lech Poznan for the first game of today's episode here. Now, this is a Champions League qualifier. Last season, Arsenal finished in 4th place, so that meant that we'd have to play a qualifier if we were going to get ourselves into the group stages for this season. The first chance fell to us, and Welbeck's header hit the bar, and in the 13th minute, Danny Welbeck was felled in the area, and we did win ourselves a penalty here. So, taking on the Polish side, I did decide to make 11 changes to the side that won on the weekend, and the reason I did that was quite simple. It's because, you know, at the end of the day, this team, this Arsenal team, does have a lot of good players in it, and I have said that it's not the best, and that is true, but there are players like Welbeck that started this game that are more than capable of starting on a regular basis. So I think it's only fair that if we do have them on the bench for the league games, they should play in some midweek games, and for this Champions League qualifier, it was a chance for those players to prove themselves. There was quite a lot of players out there, to be honest, obviously Dzeko being one of them, that, you know, really does need to step up in these sort of games if they are going to stay in this Arsenal team and have a future here. But as for players like Danny Welbeck, their future at Arsenal is pretty much safe, because whenever I've used Welbeck, I've really liked the guy, and you know, he should really be playing in the first team. It's just that now Niang's came in, I want to try him and Lazari up top together, as I think those two would work pretty well. But even so, it was still Poznan 0, Arsenal 1. Unlu went pretty close there, but the shot was well saved by the goalkeeper and cleared away. And for the most part in the first half, it was all Arsenal. Poznan had, to be honest, barely been in our half, but in the 39th minute, they did have a good chance here as they crossed the ball in. It's not really dealt with, and as the shot is taken, it goes past Chris Ince, and thankfully for us, I positioned Koscielny on the line, and a bit of experience there from Lauren Koscielny, clearly going back onto the goal line and getting the ball away and clearing it away before Poznan could equalise. So still Poznan 0, Arsenal 1, but the Polish side were beginning to look threatening after that moment. They did go pretty close here in the 48th minute. This header going just wide of Chris Ince's post and behind for a goal kick, but in the hour mark here, a great chance to make it 2-0. Vargas takes it around his man and spreads it out wide towards Serge Gnabry. Gnabry puts Cater on the floor, then gets past him, then meets another one with a quick little ball roll, then a reverse step over into Vargas. Vargas finds Dzeko, and Dzeko hits the post, and it's cleared away. So that would have been a lovely little goal there, but it was still 1-0 to Arsenal. We couldn't double the advantage. In the 66th minute though, Poznan came forward again. Here is the Polish side, looked to grab themselves an equalising goal. Chris Ince had to make a good stop as we got the ball away, so Ince making a pretty decent save there. And in the 80th minute again, we get the ball away as Tozer goes down his left hand side, spreads it inside towards the centre, and the shot goes just wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. So despite leading for, you know, the majority of the game, it certainly wasn't one-sided at all. Poznan did have a lot of chances to equalise in this game and get themselves back on level terms, but they just weren't clinical enough. And from the goal kick, we pass our way out from the back, and as Ferry finds Vargas, Vargas picks out Odibajo off the bench here. He plays it through towards Danny Welbeck. Great chance to make it 2-0, but it's a superb stop by the goalkeeper, and Poznan get the ball away. So still Poznan 0, Arsenal 1, and one of the final chances would fall here in the 88th minute as we come forward with Ferry finding Santi Cazorla down the left-hand side. He takes it around his man. He's got the pace to beat him. Fizzes in across towards Odibajo, and the goalkeeper makes a good save, and Poznan get the ball away. It was how the game would finish though, so Lech Poznan 0, Arsenal 1, and we do get the win. we were going to be favourites going into the game, but it certainly wasn't one-sided at all. Poznan were pretty unlucky. Inter made a couple of good saves. They went close on a couple of occasions as well, with the shots going just off target, but it was a pretty close game to be fair. But with that away goal under our belts, with that 1-0 lead going into the second leg at the Emirates Stadium, I'll be feeling pretty confident about chances. But Dzeko, who did play in that game, has probably played his last game for the club. Atletico Madrid came in with a £6 million bid for the guy, and quite frankly, Dzeko is on about 110 grand a week, which is just absurd. And even though he is a pretty decent striker still at 34 years old, we want to build a younger team. Even though he could still have a good season or two with us here, I want to get the guy off the wage bill, and I don't really feel the need to keep him because Vargas can go onto the bench. We got Odu Barjo's in our club as well. Atas, of course, just came in, so we don't need the guy, and he may be a pretty decent striker. I'm not going to lie, 83 overall, so for £6 million, it's £1 million less than his valuation. It might seem like a bad deal, but for me, I want to restructure the wage bill here at Arsenal. There are way too many players picking up paychecks who just quite frankly don't deserve them, and he's certainly one of those. So Dzeko looks like he's on his way. Also Garber and Lazzarini, both of those left backs, we're still interested in both of those, but Borussia Dortmund and Fiorentina don't seem to want to let go of either of them. We also put a bid for Daniel Illaramendi of Villarreal, 78 overall, 21 years old. Looks like a pretty decent new gen / regen. We put a bit of £7 million plus Ferry, and we'll wait and see what they say. And also as well, as you can see, Dzeko did lead to Atletico Madrid for £6 million. So maybe we sold the guy under his valuation by £1 million. That is true. But, you know, 110 grand a week for a guy now 34 years old, decreasing in stats. Haven't really got on well with him in the games I played with him. So, you know, for me, with Odu Barjo coming in, with Zlatan's Regen coming in today's episode, I just feel now is the time to let him go. And we're trying to build a younger squad at the end of the day. And the guy at 34 years old is picking up 110 grand a week, and it was just too much, I felt. So he's gone, and I'm totally okay with that. And we take on West Bromwich Albion for the second game of today's episode here. So travelling to the Hawthorns, of course, the side we started the career mode at. Obviously, whenever we face West Bromwich Albion, it's going to be a lot of fun. So coming into this game, I was looking forward to it, to be honest. I really was. You know, obviously last year we faced West Brom for the first time with Arsenal, and we lost 2-0 at the Emirates, and we know just how good West Brom are. You can see their team. They're obviously going to be a side who are going to be, you know, definitely at least trying to qualify for the Champions League year in, year out. And of course, with that now being something we did last year, finishing in 4th place, we want to be challenging for the title this year, as the board have set us an objective to win it. This is a massive game for us. You know, we beat Chelsea away, a brilliant result, the league winners last year. Now taking on West Bromwich Albion, who finished 2nd last year. We've got to try and match that result last week with a win here as well. And Yang went close directly from kickoff. Mauricio had to make a great block and keep it at 0-0. And from the corner, it's crossed into the centre. Ryan Sarr goes for it. It's headed away. Callum Chambers picks it up and goes for goal, but the shot goes just over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So still West Brom 0, Arsenal 0. In the 12th minute though, as they come forward here again with Pedro down his right hand side finding Jenkinson, they cross the ball in. Alcacer flicks it back towards Wayne Rooney. Rooney shoots from range, but it's a good stop by Szczesny, and it's cleared away. Also a side note, Sanchez got injured there. I showed that Chambers shot just to show the injury, but Sanchez got an injury and he'll be out for a few days after the game. Still 0-0, and in the 90th minute here, West Brom had another great chance. This header from Rooney hitting the bar and being cleared away. So Wayne Rooney looking pretty dangerous early on, but it was still goalless. In the 54th minute though, we had a corner. Mesut Ozil stands over it. Good chance to make it 1-0 from this set piece, as he ends up crossing the ball into the centre eventually across the ball, and there we go, towards Ryan Sarr. It's headed away only as far as Callum Chambers, who goes for goal again, and again Chambers can't keep his shot down, and it does go behind for a goal kick. So still West Brom 0, Arsenal 0, and a couple minutes later Callum Chambers on the ball for us again here, spreads it through towards Mathieu Debuchy down the right hand side. He takes it around Aaron Creswell with a quick little step over, then fizzes across into the centre, and Lazzari hits the post, and it goes straight to Joe Hart. So Rodrigo Lazzari almost making it 1-0 there, but the Italian strike does hit the woodwork, and Joe Hart catches the rebound. So still 0-0, and from the kick out, West Brom regain possession. Wayne Rooney keeps hold of the ball and spreads it through towards Jack Wilshere, the former Arsenal midfielder. He plays it over the top towards Pedro. Pedro has the legs on Holland, and he's also got the finish to beat Szczesny as well. And the former Barcelona man makes it West Brom 1, Arsenal 0. So Pedro gives West Bromwich Albion the lead in this game on the stroke of the hour mark. Lovely little ball forward by Wilshere. Great first touch by Pedro. And the finish, I think Szczesny should have done better with that, but he didn't, and it was 1-0 to West Bromwich Albion. So very frustrating. We hit the woodwork at one end, and at the other end, West Brom come forward and get themselves in front in this game. Here you can see Pedro out-muscling Kieran Gibbs and almost making it 2-0, but the shot goes wide of the post. And, you know, for the entire game, we were playing really well. We were matching West Bromwich Albion pretty well, but as soon as Pedro got the goal, it was all the home side. You know, we were barely in the game after that, and Walcott was denied by a good stop by Szczesny, and the final chance would fall here with Callum Chambers finding Kagan Holland here. He takes it around Aaron Creswell down the right hand side, fizzes in a cross, and Jack Wilshere almost puts the ball past Joe Hart and scores an own goal and scores for his former club Arsenal. But it was how the game would finish. West Brom 1, Arsenal 0. So for the second time we face West Brom, for the second time we lose, and after beating Chelsea, who won the title last weekend away at Stamford Bridge, we were hoping to follow it up with a win here at the Hawthorns, and instead we lose. So we may be improving this Arsenal side, the team may be getting younger, the team may appear to be getting a little bit better, but, you know, West Brom still a fantastic side. There are a lot of great teams in this division. Anyone that thinks that now we've got a financial takeover under our belts, we've got Niang in the side, anyone that thinks we're going to walk away with this league, anyone that thinks we're going to be winning the Champions League with ease, you know, I'm sorry, but there's still a long way to go with this Arsenal team, and there's still an awful lot of things to do. But that is going to end the episode. So as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like, 'cause it is much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.